A woman who lost her leg to cancer has opened up about her struggles with body image, and how she was able to bounce back by embracing her prosthetic limb. Jessica Quinn was just 9 years old when she was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, a type of bone cancer, and eventually she had her leg amputated to stop the disease from spreading. The now 24-year-old, from New Zealand, said she has been living with 3 legs, a running leg, an everyday leg and a swimming leg. They each have different personalities, because it allows me to be a different person. I've got my lifelike prosthetic everyday leg, it gets me from A to B. I have my running leg, I like to call it my blade. I use it strictly for training. And I've got my swimming leg. Since getting my blade, I discovered how liberating it was wearing a leg that doesn't even attempt to look like a leg. But it is what it is and I love that. Don't get me wrong, I love my wife-like leg, because sometimes you simply want to feel human. Growing up, the fitness enthusiast revealed how she faced challenges with body image, where she endured 8 years of her life hiding her prosthetic leg. But the now 24-year-old said she was able to overcome her low self-esteem after she decided to wear shorts one day in her final year of high school. I was the only girl who wanted her skirt lengthened. I didn't wear anything above my knee. I did everything to try and hide my leg, Jessica said. Like any teenage girl, Jessica said she struggled with body image where she would go to extreme lengths to hide her insecurities. I was struggling with body image for a good few years. I didn't want to leave the house, I had huge insecurities, and I was really self-conscious about it, she said. I remember telling Mom to bring my track pants to school because I was cold, but I wasn't cold, I just wanted to cover my legs. However, at the age of 17, she bravely went to school with shorts on for the first time after realizing she no longer wanted to beat herself up. I realized I couldn't keep this up anymore. It got to a point where I know I couldn't do this forever, so I needed to change, she said. I think you reach a point where you get sick of letting the things you have no control over have control over you and how you live your life. I told myself I needed to either let it take control of my life, or move on, and make something great from it, and try to be confident. Cancer had taken so much from me, I wasn't prepared to let it take any more. She revealed that her supportive friends were behind her decision to wear shorts to school after encouraging her to embrace her self-image. My friends actually pushed me into wearing shorts to school. I've always had supportive friends from the get-go, she said. I remember feeling so great wearing them. With more than 150,000 followers on Instagram, Jessica may seem to be leading a fun-filled lifestyle, but her journey was not easy. She opened up about her near-death ordeal after her weight plummeted to a dangerous 18 kilograms following her cancer diagnosis. The young woman had undergone several rounds of grueling chemotherapy from the tender age of 9. I was pretty much rushed into chemo when we discovered the diagnosis, she said. I had chemo for 6 months, and I had to amputate my leg. It was a really bad time. I was having surgery and chemo, one after the other. I remember on Christmas Day, I was the sickest I'd ever been. Even though my cancer was gone, I was just so weak. I was 18 kilograms, it really knocked me back. There were a lot of close calls. It was the hardest moment of my life. This was the closest I got to losing my battle. But a young Jessica defied the odds of survival, and she has since been cancer-free for more than 15 years. I was a child but I bounced back quite quickly, she said. Earlier last year, she teamed up with a photographer friend to shoot modeling photos as part of a campaign. Modeling isn't my full-time career, it was more of a social media thing to get the message out there, but it did get me to where I am today, she said. I really wanted to show people that I don't have a leg, but also make everyone feel good about their insecurities. We all have them, no matter how big or small. I'm definitely not perfect, but I wanted to normalize that, show people no matter what you've gone through, go through your plan B and make it something amazing. We all have insecurities, but you need to be confident in the skin you're in. After a whirlwind decade, Jessica, who is working on her own project called Plan B, said there was nothing she would change if she could rewind back on her life. I've been through so much, but I'm really lucky I got to learn the lessons at a young age, because I now have a huge respect for my life, she said.